kind of already, did the vlog that I was going to do, intended to do when I was riding. And for some reason, Donald Trump comes across my mind. And I think about when he first announced he was running for president. And I remember not thinking too much of it. There's always random ass people just running. A lot of people, it's really just a, it's a business move. Like, I think of, what's that one black dude's name? The Black Republic, Alan Keyes. That dude didn't have a damn chance to win. But, when he goes and, speaks somewhere or does something, oh, it's, whatever year presidential candidate, you can charge a little more. I mean, some of these cats know they have no chance of winning. They're just doing it for the, I don't want to say for the publicity, but they're doing it for, for the name, for what comes with being a presidential candidate. So, I think that was I mean, we all know who Donald Trump is already. He doesn't really need that. But I didn't think much of it when he initially announced he was going to run. And then he starts saying some wild shit, about different groups of people and different, religious, different religions and all kinds of other things. So I'm like, okay, well, this dude's, self-destruction. He doesn't have a damn chance. And then his numbers is like, because he started out, he wasn't polling very high when he first announced that he was running. And then out of nowhere, he's at the top of the poll. I think this is like August or September or something. And so I'm thinking this, just want to fire in the bucket or whatever. It's not gonna. Oh, someone's texting. It's it's not really gonna last. Whatever. There was a time. What was his name? Herman Cain. He was leading the polls, and people leading the polls early all the time. So I guess I was still sitting back waiting. Okay, yeah, it'll die down eventually. People will come to their senses. And sure enough, I mean, here we are in February, and it's not polling anymore, it's voting. People are leaving their homes, going to the polls, and voting for Donald Trump. So, I'm thinking to myself, can Donald Trump actually be president of the United States? Like, is this, and I'm realizing this is a legitimate possibility. From the time he first announced he was running, seeing all that wild shit about, Mexicans and Muslims and all that sort of stuff, and then everything he said since then, he can legitimately win the presidency and be our be our 45th president, Donald motherfucking Trump. I mean, it's funny, but then at the same time, it's not funny. Do I think he's actually gonna win? No. Do I think he legitimately can win the win the GOP nomination? Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, because who are his, biggest threats in the GOP or what? Ted Cruz? And I don't know, personally, I don't trust Ted Cruz for sure. He just seems like a slimy used car salesman. That's how he just comes. I get that kind of vibe from him. And Marco Rubio, nah. Jeb Bush, nah. And everybody else is kind of, falling by the wayside. The Ben Carsons, Carly Fiorina, and all them. So it's like, damn, this guy's at least is probably going to make it to the general election. I think he's kind of shot himself in the foot for that because, because of all the things he said. He won a general election, but to even think he could get as far as he has is just mind-blowing to me. But it's kind of eye-opening at the same time where, we're here in 2016, we've had a black president for, two presidential terms, and people like to use that as the reason or excuse that, things are so much better now, when they really aren't. Because the fact that he could say some of the things he says, he said he could, go in New York, shoot somebody on Fifth Avenue and not lose a single supporter. I mean, things don't get much more wild than that as far as, things people say. But I will say this about Donald Trump and why I at least respect him. Because one thing I can never accuse Donald Trump of being is fraudulent. At the very least, I feel he's being authentic. He's speaking his mind, and he's expressing his true feelings, which says a lot about a politician these days. That's one thing I really don't like about politicians, because I don't trust them, because they're fraudulent. It's like they're putting on an act to win the election. They're not being authentic. Like, with Hillary Clinton, I don't get all big into the email thing and all that. That's not my, I don't question her because of that. My issue with her is I just don't trust her as far as being a standard general politician. Like, if you see, they've got like the little profile pictures, and she's just got this big fake ass grin on her face. Like, what are you that happy about, Hillary? What could you possibly be that happy about? And like after debates, and they're shaking hands with people in the crowd, and they all have this big fake grin on their face. It just seems so inauthentic, So it's refreshing to see one of them, even though Donald Trump, claims he's not a politician, and for all intents and purposes, he really isn't. But it's nice to see someone just get out there and just speak their authentic feelings, and not be afraid to express it. So for that, I do respect him. Am I voting for him? Hell no. Do I think he's going to win the GOP nomination? I think it's probable. The general election? Nah. Nah, bruh. Nah. Just my thoughts and feelings. Thanks for listening.